They didn't just leave you. They didn't just walk away. They tore apart your world. Everything you trusted, everything you believed in, it crumbled in an instant. They shattered your confidence, made you doubt your worth, and left you with nothing but the weight of their absence. You felt the sting of betrayal, the ache of abandonment. And now you stand in the ruins of what used to be your life. But let me tell you something that no one else will. The greatest empires in history were not built in times of peace. They were forged in the fires of destruction. They were born out of chaos, out of despair, and out of moments just like this. You're not broken. You're raw potential. You're not defeated. You're standing on the edge of a transformation so powerful that even you can't comprehend it yet. You don't need to stay down. You don't need to ask why they left, or what you did wrong, or whether you'll ever be good enough again. Because here's the truth. None of that matters anymore. What matters is what comes next. What matters is what you do with this pain. And let me tell you something, my friend. You are not here to lick your wounds. You are not here to beg for scraps of closure. You are here to rise, stronger, smarter, and more unstoppable than ever. Today, I'm going to give you the blueprint. This isn't just a feel-good pep talk. This is a battle plan. I'm about to show you how to take everything they broke, everything they stole, and turn it into an empire they'll envy. We're going to dive deep into the principles of the Stoics, men who faced unimaginable hardship and came out unshaken. We're going to tap into the dark psychology of power, resilience, and control, because you're not just going to rebuild, you're going to dominate. You're going to rise from the ashes as a king. Here's the truth no one wants to tell you. Life is brutal. It doesn't care about fairness. People will betray you, abandon you, and leave you questioning everything. But you are not a victim. You are a survivor. You are a fighter. And if you're willing to fight, there's nothing in this world that can keep you down. The question isn't, why did this happen to me? The question is, what am I going to do now? Because the answer to that question will define everything. Right now, take a small but powerful step. Drop a comment below with the phrase, "My power is unstoppable." Write it, say it, believe it. Make it your mantra, because this is the moment you claim your power. This is the moment you stop waiting for someone to save you. This is the moment you take your first step toward greatness. And while you're at it, hit that like button. Let's declare, right here, right now, that you're ready to rebuild your empire. You're ready to rise. Let's get into it. Number 1. The collapse. When they left, it felt like the world stopped turning. Everything you built, everything you trusted, was gone in an instant. You replayed the moment in your head 1,000 times, looking for answers that never came. The silence they left behind was deafening, wasn't it? The questions, the why, and the what did I do wrong? They clawed at your mind day and night. Maybe you tried to bury the pain, distract yourself, pretend it didn't hurt as much as it did. But deep down, you knew. You knew that something inside you had shattered. This is the collapse, the moment where everything feels like it's falling apart. It's raw, it's brutal, and it feels endless. But I need you to hear me, really hear me. This moment, it's not the end, it's the beginning. Because the truth is, you cannot rebuild until the old foundation has been torn down. The collapse is painful, yes, but it's also necessary. Necessary for growth, necessary for transformation. Let me share something the Stoics understood deeply. Pain is not your enemy. It's your teacher. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Think about that for a moment. This collapse, this devastation, this overwhelming pain, it's not a dead end. It's the path forward. It's the spark you need to create something entirely new. And let's go deeper. There's a reason the betrayal cuts so deeply. It's not just the loss of the person, it's the loss of your sense of control. They left, and you couldn't stop them. They betrayed you, and you couldn't change it. That helplessness, that powerlessness, is what eats at you. But here's where you take your first step out of the collapse. You have to let go of what you can't control. This is where the Stoic principle of control becomes your weapon. You cannot control what they did. You cannot control who left, who stayed, or who hurt you. But you can control you. You can control how you respond. And that response, it's going to define everything, and I know what you're thinking. But it's not that simple. It's not just a switch I can flip. And you're right, it's not simple. But nothing worth having ever is. This is the hard truth most people avoid. The only way out is through the pain, through the despair, through the collapse. You have to sit with it, face it, and understand it. Because when you do, when you stop running from it, something extraordinary happens. It stops owning you. The pain becomes your fuel. The collapse becomes the foundation for your rise. Take a moment now. Reflect on where you are. Look at the ruins around you, not with despair, but with determination. Drop a comment below and say, "The ashes will be my foundation." Write it, mean it, and let it be your first step. Like this video if you feel even the smallest flicker of hope, the faintest spark that tells you, you are not done, you are just getting started. Let's move forward, because now it's time to take back control. Number 2, the Stoic principle of control. When your world crumbled, it probably felt like you lost control of everything. They left, and no amount of words, actions, or pleading could change that. You couldn't make them stay. You couldn't rewrite the betrayal. And that sense of helplessness, it's crushing. It makes you feel small, powerless, like a puppet with someone else pulling the strings. But let me tell you something the Stoics knew better than anyone else. You may not control the events of your life, but you have absolute power over how you respond to them. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Let's unpack that. You can't control who walks away. You can't control the betrayal. You can't control the storms that life throws at you. But your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, those are yours, and no one can take them from you unless you let them. Think of it like this. Imagine you're a captain at sea. A storm comes, the waves crash against your ship, and you can't stop it. You can't yell at the storm to go away, but you can grab the wheel. You can steady the ship. You can navigate the chaos. That's what the Stoic principle of control is all about. Grabbing the wheel in the middle of the storm. Now, how does this apply to your situation? Right now, you're probably spending a lot of time thinking about what you can't control. Their actions, their choices, their betrayal. But every second you focus on them is a second you're giving away your power. Shift your focus. Ask yourself, what can I control? Can you control how much effort you put into rebuilding your confidence? Yes. Can you control the way you spend your time, the habits you build, the way you carry yourself moving forward? Absolutely. Here's the secret most people miss. Control is freedom. When you stop wasting energy on things you can't change, you suddenly have the bandwidth to master the things you can. And that's where your power lies. That's where your transformation begins. This isn't just philosophy, it's practical. Right now, make a list. 2 columns. On one side, write down everything you can't control about this situation. The people who hurt you, the time you've lost, the things you wish you could undo. Then, on the other side, write down everything you can control. Your thoughts, your actions, your next steps. Look at that second column and commit to owning every single thing on it. That's your battlefield. That's where you start rebuilding. If you're ready to take that step, drop a comment below with the phrase, "I control my destiny." Write it and feel its power. And while you're at it, hit that like button. Let's make this a declaration, not just to yourself, but to the world, that you're done giving your power away. you're ready to take back control. Because next, we're diving into a powerful tool that will amplify your ability to rebuild, the art of detachment. Number 3, the dark psychology of detachment. Let me ask you something. Why does it hurt so much when someone walks away? Why does betrayal leave such a deep wound? It's because we attach ourselves to people, to outcomes, to expectations. We think we need them to feel whole, to feel valuable. And when they leave, it's like they rip a piece of us away. But here's a truth that most people never understand. The more you attach your happiness and worth to external things, the more control you give away. That's why detachment isn't just a strategy, it's a superpower. The Stoics understood this. Epictetus, a former slave turned philosopher, taught, "Don't attach your happiness to things outside your control." In modern terms, that means stop tying your peace to people, possessions, or outcomes, because those things can be taken from you, and when they are, you're left broken. But when you master detachment, you free yourself. You stop depending on others to validate your worth. You stop needing people to behave a certain way to feel okay. You take back the power they've been holding over you. Now let's go deeper into the realm of dark psychology. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It doesn't mean you become cold or unfeeling. No, true detachment is about mastering indifference. It's about being so in control of your mind that whether someone stays or leaves, whether things go your way or not, it doesn't shake you. It's looking at the chaos around you and saying, "This doesn't control me." Here's how you start to practice this. First, acknowledge your attachments. Who or what are you clinging to right now? Is it the person who left? Is it the idea of who you thought they were? Be brutally honest with yourself. Then take a step back and ask, why am I giving this so much power over me? What am I really afraid of losing? You'll realize that what you're afraid of losing is not them. It's the version of yourself you thought they made complete. And that's the illusion you need to shatter. Now, I'll share a mental exercise that will change the game for you. Every time you feel the pain of their absence or the sting of their betrayal, remind yourself, they are not my source of happiness. I am. Say it out loud if you need to. Let it become your mantra. Because the more you detach, the more you reclaim your power. And here's the ironic thing. Detachment makes you more magnetic. When you're no longer desperate for someone's approval, when you radiate self-sufficiency, people are drawn to you. They wonder why you're so unshaken, so in control. Detachment doesn't just set you free, it elevates you. So now it's time to take action. Drop a comment below with the phrase, "I owe nothing to anyone but myself." Let the world know that you're stepping into your power. This is the first step in mastering indifference. Because next, we're going to take all that pain, all that rejection, and reframe it into something that will fuel your rise. Let's turn pain into purpose. Number 4. Turning pain into purpose. Pain is inevitable. When someone betrays you, abandons you, or breaks your trust, the pain is real, raw, and it cuts deep. But here's the difference between those who crumble under the weight of their pain and those who rise above it. It's all about perspective. It's all about reframing. Pain in itself is neutral. It's the story you attach to it that determines whether it destroys you or drives you. And today, I'm going to show you how to turn your pain into your greatest weapon. Let's start with a fundamental truth. Pain is energy. It's powerful, overwhelming energy. And like fire, it can either burn you or forge you. When you experience heartbreak, betrayal, or rejection, your first instinct might be to wallow in it, to let it consume you. But the Stoics believed in the power of reframing. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been." What does that mean? It means that the way you interpret the pain determines its power over you. Reframing is about changing the narrative. You're not a victim of betrayal. You're a survivor of it. You're not someone who was abandoned. You're someone who was freed from the wrong people. You're not broken. You're in the process of rebuilding something stronger. Do you see how powerful that shift is? You're not denying the pain, but you're taking control of its meaning. Now, here's the key. Every time you feel that sharp ache of rejection, every time your mind drifts back to the person who hurt you, ask yourself one question: how is this pain helping me grow? That's the reframe. Maybe it's teaching you resilience. Maybe it's pushing you to develop independence. Maybe it's revealing the toxic patterns you need to break free from. Whatever it is, find the lesson and focus on it. Because when you reframe your pain, you strip it of its ability to hold you back. Think of a phoenix. When it burns, it doesn't focus on the destruction. It uses the ashes to rise, more powerful than before. That's what reframing does. It takes what was meant to break you and transforms it into the fuel for your rise. And here's the best part. Once you master this, pain stops being something you fear. It becomes something you embrace, because you know it's the crucible that forges strength. So let's make this real. Right now, take a moment to reflect on your pain. Identify one way it's helping you grow, one lesson it's teaching you. Then drop a comment below with the phrase, "My pain is my power." Write it, own it, and let it remind you that you're in control of the narrative. Because next, we're moving from reflection to action. It's time to build your empire and set a vision for the future. Number 5. Building the empire. Now that you've reframed your pain, it's time to do what kings do best: build. But this isn't just about rebuilding what you lost. It's about creating something greater, something unshakable, something so powerful that the person who left, the ones who doubted you, and even the voice inside your head that questioned your worth will stand in awe. This is the moment you stop looking back and start looking forward. It's time to build your empire. Let me ask you this. If you could design your life from scratch, what would it look like? Not the life you think you deserve or the one you've been told to settle for, but the life that sets your soul on fire, the life that feels untouchable, unbreakable. Close your eyes and picture it. Is it a career where you dominate your field? Is it a version of yourself so strong, so confident, so magnetic that no one can ignore you? Is it a life filled with people who truly value you? Whatever it is, this is where we start, with a vision. The Stoics were big on clarity of purpose. Seneca said, "If a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favorable." Translation: if you don't know where you're going, you'll drift aimlessly. And drifting is dangerous. It's how you stay stuck in the past, replaying the pain, living in the shadow of what was. But when you set a clear vision, every decision you make, every step you take, moves you closer to it. So, how do you create this vision? Start by answering 3 questions. Who do I want to become? What do I want to achieve? And what legacy do I want to leave behind? Be bold. Dream bigger than you ever have before. And don't just think about it, write it down. There's power in putting pen to paper, in making your vision tangible. Write it like it's already yours. Not, "I want to be confident," but "I am unshakable." Not, "I hope to be successful," but "I dominate every room I walk into." Next, break that vision into steps. Big empires aren't built overnight. They're built brick by brick with relentless focus. Ask yourself, what's one thing I can do today, no matter how small, that moves me closer to this vision? Maybe it's hitting the gym to build your physical strength. Maybe it's learning a new skill that elevates your career. Maybe it's cutting ties with people who drag you down. Every step matters, because every brick you lay is another piece of your empire. Here's the best part. When you focus on building your vision, you stop obsessing over what you've lost. The past becomes irrelevant because you're too busy creating a future so extraordinary that the pain of yesterday pales in comparison. And as your empire grows, so does your confidence, your power, your sense of self. This is how kings rise, not by dwelling on the ruins, but by building something unstoppable. Now it's your turn. Drop a comment below with the phrase, "I am building my empire." Let that be your declaration. Remember, the life you want doesn't just happen. You have to build it. And when you do, nothing and no one will be able to take it from you. Because next, we're going to talk about the discipline and resilience you'll need to become unstoppable. Let's unleash your inner power. Number 6. Mastering discipline and resilience. Building your empire is not for the faint of heart. It's not for those who need handouts or pats on the back to keep going. It's for warriors, kings, builders who understand that greatness is forged in discipline and resilience. The path ahead won't be easy, but here's the truth. Nothing worth having ever is. The question isn't, can you do it? It's, are you willing to do what it takes? Let's start with discipline. Discipline isn't about motivation. Motivation is fleeting. It's there one day and gone the next. Discipline is about showing up, no matter how you feel. It's about doing the work, even when no one is watching. It's about deciding what you want most and refusing to settle for anything less. The Stoics believed that true freedom comes from self-mastery. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Discipline is the key to that strength. How do you cultivate it? Start small. Pick one habit, one action, and commit to it every single day. Maybe it's waking up earlier, maybe it's working out, maybe it's dedicating 30 minutes a day to learning a new skill. Whatever it is, make it non-negotiable. Discipline is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. And as it grows, so does your ability to take on bigger challenges. Now let's talk about resilience. Resilience is your ability to bounce back, to keep going no matter how hard life hits you. It's about turning obstacles into stepping stones. Epictetus said, "We suffer not from the events in our lives, but from our judgment about them." Resilience starts with mindset. Instead of seeing challenges as problems, see them as opportunities to grow. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What is this teaching me?" Here's a practical way to build resilience. Every time you face a setback, write down 3 things you've learned from it. Maybe it's teaching you patience. Maybe it's showing you how strong you really are. Maybe it's revealing who's truly in your corner. The more you focus on the lessons, the less power the setbacks have over you. Resilience isn't about avoiding pain. It's about using it to become stronger. Together, discipline and resilience form the foundation of your inner power. When you master them, you become unstoppable. You stop needing the approval of others because your strength comes from within. You stop fearing failure because you know you can handle whatever comes your way. And when people see that kind of power in you, they can't help but take notice. This is how kings rise, by mastering themselves first. So now I want you to make a commitment to yourself. Drop a comment below with the phrase, "I am unbreakable." Say it with conviction. Let's show the world that no matter what life throws at you, you're going to rise. Because next, we're going to talk about the most powerful form of revenge, not through words, but through action. Let's explore why success is the ultimate payback. Number 7. Success as the ultimate payback. Revenge. The word itself stirs something deep inside, doesn't it? When someone hurts you, betrays you, or leaves you in ruins, the first instinct is to strike back, to make them feel the pain they caused you. But let me tell you something. True kings don't waste their energy on petty battles. True kings understand that the most powerful revenge isn't shouting, scheming, or begging for recognition. The most powerful revenge is success. Silent, undeniable, unstoppable success. Think about it. Words fade, arguments are forgotten, but success? Success lingers. It echoes. It burns in the minds of those who doubted you. It forces them to watch as you become everything they never thought you could be. And the best part? You don't have to say a single word. Your actions do the talking. Your achievements speak louder than any insult or confrontation ever could. The Stoics understood this concept deeply. They taught that anger, when uncontrolled, is a weakness. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Wasting energy on anger and revenge gives your power away. But channeling that energy into building yourself, that's how you win. The person who left you, the ones who doubted you, they don't deserve your rage. They don't deserve your tears. What they deserve is to see you thrive without them. To know that their absence didn't break you, it built you. So how do you achieve this? Start by setting your focus on the future, not the past. What do you want to accomplish that will make their betrayal irrelevant? What goals can you set that will remind you of your power? Make those your priority. Whether it's advancing in your career, mastering a new skill, transforming your body, or cultivating a life so fulfilling that you don't even think about them anymore, let your vision become your revenge. Here's another truth. Success isn't just about external achievements. It's about the person you become along the way. When you work on yourself, your mind, your body, your soul, you become untouchable. You radiate confidence and power. And trust me, when they see that, it will haunt them far more than any words you could ever say. Why? Because they'll realize they lost access to the best version of you. But here's the key. Don't succeed just to spite them. That's short-term motivation. Succeed because you deserve it. Succeed because you owe it to yourself to live the life you've always wanted. Let their absence be the catalyst. But let your success be for you and you alone. Right now, I want you to make a declaration. Drop a comment below with the phrase, "My success speaks for itself." Write it and mean it, because this is your time. This is your rise. Next, we'll talk about how to build new connections. Surround yourself with people who elevate you and leave behind the ones who drain you. Let's move forward together. Number 8. Building new connections. As you rise, you'll realize something powerful. The people around you shape your world. They influence your mindset, your energy, your vision. After betrayal or abandonment, it's tempting to shut yourself off, to believe that trusting again is a weakness. But here's the truth. Kings don't rule alone. They build alliances. They surround themselves with people who elevate them. And if you want to build a life of power and purpose, you need to attract relationships that strengthen you, not ones that drain you. Let's start with a hard truth. Not everyone deserves access to you. The Stoics understood this well. Seneca said, "Associate with those who will make a better man of you." In other words, the quality of your relationships determines the quality of your life. The person who betrayed you, they were dead weight. Their absence is your opportunity to bring better, stronger, more aligned people into your life. But to attract those people, you have to first become someone worth following. So ask yourself, what kind of energy are you putting out into the world? Are you carrying the bitterness of the past? Or are you radiating the confidence of someone who's focused on their future? People are drawn to strength, to clarity, to purpose. When you become the best version of yourself, the right people will naturally gravitate toward you. And the ones who don't align with your vision, they'll fall away. Let them. Now, let's get tactical. To build meaningful connections, you need to be intentional. First, identify what kind of relationships you want. Do you want mentors who challenge you to grow? Friends who inspire and support you? Partners who share your values and push you to be better? Get clear on what you're looking for. Clarity is key because it helps you recognize the right people when they come along. Next, put yourself in environments where those people thrive. Want to meet driven, ambitious individuals? Attend events, join communities, or take classes where they're likely to be. Want deeper, more meaningful connections? Seek out people who share your passions and values. The more you align with your purpose, the easier it is to find people who resonate with you. But here's the secret most people overlook. To attract quality relationships, you need to embody the qualities you seek. If you want loyalty, be loyal. If you want ambition, be ambitious. If you want strength, radiate strength. People mirror what they see. When they see someone who's focused, resilient, and unshaken, they want to be part of that energy. And when you surround yourself with those kinds of people, you grow together. You push each other to new heights. Let me also say this. Not everyone will celebrate your rise. Some people will envy it. Some will try to pull you back to who you were. But as you build your empire, you must become comfortable with leaving those people behind. It's not cruelty, it's self-respect. You're not cutting ties to hurt them. You're cutting ties because your growth demands it. Now, make a promise to yourself. Drop a comment below with the phrase, "I attract strength and loyalty." Write it as a declaration that you're ready to build relationships that align with your vision. This is your time to surround yourself with allies who will help you rise. Next, we'll bring it all together. Let's end with a powerful message about rising from the ashes and stepping into your destiny. The phoenix is about to soar. Number 9. The phoenix rises. You've been through the fire. You've felt the pain, the betrayal, the heartbreak. You've stood in the ruins of what was, questioning if you could ever rebuild. But look at you now. You didn't just survive. You learned. You grew. You adapted. You took control of your mind, embraced your pain, set your vision, and started laying the foundation of an empire. This moment, right here, is your rebirth. This is the moment you rise from the ashes. Like the phoenix, you've burned, but the fire didn't consume you, it transformed you. Every tear, every sleepless night, every moment of doubt, it forged you into something stronger, something greater. The people who left, they're in the past. The pain you felt, it's now your power. And the empire you're building, it will stand as proof that nothing and no one can break you. Here's what I want you to remember. The past doesn't define you. The people who hurt you don't define you. What defines you is the choice you make today, right now, to rise, to become more than you ever thought possible. The Stoics taught us that our power lies not in controlling what happens to us, but in mastering how we respond. And you've responded like a king. You've taken the ruins and turned them into the foundation for something extraordinary. But this is just the beginning. Your rise isn't a one-time event. It's a lifelong journey. There will still be challenges. There will still be setbacks. But you're different now. You're stronger. You've built discipline, resilience, and clarity. You've surrounded yourself with the right people, focused on the right goals, and embraced the mindset of someone who cannot be defeated. That's what makes you unstoppable. So what's next? Keep building. Keep growing. Keep rising. Let your success echo so loudly that it drowns out any doubt, any regret, any lingering pain. You owe it to yourself. Not to them, not to the past, but to the version of you that refused to give up when things were hardest. That's who you're doing this for. That's who you're rising for. Now it's time to take one final step. Drop a comment below with the phrase, "I have risen from the ashes." Let it be your declaration, your battle cry. Write it as a reminder that this is your story, and you're the one writing the ending. And if this video gave you the strength or the clarity to take back your power, hit that like button and share it with someone who needs to hear this. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe to Stoic Blessing. Join this community of warriors, dreamers, and builders who are committed to rising above life's challenges. Turn on notifications so you never miss a chance to fuel your rise. Remember, you are the phoenix, you are the king, and your story is just beginning. Now go out there and conquer.